wrong with our children, please retire. You are a history teacher who does not believe in fairy tales, who tries to convince fifth graders that they do not exist. I don't understand. I'm not implying that anything that you taught us didn't actually happen. Just look at it from my perspective. You tell us that mythical creatures aren't real, but then you tell us stories about the conquistadors, about men who were never seen without their horses, about men who other men thought were gods and gave them cities filled with gold because of it. You tell me that there's no such thing as demons or monsters. But then you tell us about men who knowingly gave the Native Americans smallpox-infested blankets during good faith negotiations. You tell me that there is no such thing as heroes or knights in shining armor, but then you tell us stories about the Spartans, about how 300 men united in purpose stood against the largest army the world had ever seen for more than a full day, while their nation-states rallied behind them and rode to war singing their names. You tell me that you do not believe in fairy tales, when right down the hall children are taught the first steps on the long and difficult road to magic. You call it algebra and science. But these things that you attach such mundane names to have taken men to the moon, have shown us the birth of stars, can restart a man's heart, and let me talk to a loved one no matter where they are. That sounds an awful lot like magic to me. You tell me that these mythical places that I dream of, like Camelot and Atlantis, could not exist, that we have the whole world mapped out. But then you take us, fifth graders from rural Virginia to New York City, where we get to see buildings on a scale our minds have previously reserved only for cow fields. You tell me that there's no such thing as magic. But then you take us to aquariums where we get to see fish large enough to swallow us whole. You tell me there are no wizards, and then recount to us the personal successes of Albert Einstein and Copernicus. I hope you realize that the day that you told me that angels weren't real was the first time you taught us about Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa. Dear Betsy Bursey, I hope you know that when you tell a fifth grader that maybe if he stops writing his little stories or drawing his little pictures, maybe he will make something of himself, you are not helping him make something of himself. You were telling him that no matter what he does, he will never do anything on a fairy tale scale. You were telling him that he cannot change the world, that he will not make a difference. Please, Betsy Bursey, start believing in fairy tales. And if you can't, quit. Because our children have to.